Hello and welcome to Gamers Remorse. Today we are playing the game Hive. In this game, you're trying to defend your queen bee. If your queen bee gets surrounded by another player or your own tiles, you lose the game. This is a two-player game. Each player has a queen bee out on the board that is played within the first 3 turns. And they can be surrounded by either your own tiles or another player's. There are 5 different types of tiles that are available. There is the queen bee, as discussed, that moves 1 space at a time, like this. There is the ant that can start over here and jump anywhere available, except for spaces that it cannot slide into, like so, where it cannot slide in there. So it cannot move in there. However, it could close the ring or move anywhere else around the ring. There is the dung beetle. The dung beetle can move across the tops of other tiles or adjacent to any other tiles, and it moves 1 at a time as well. It has the ability to move inside as well. And it doesn't need to move across the top. It can move from outside. There is the spider. The spider moves 3 spaces external, so 1, 2, 3, and it can move inside the ring as well. It doesn't need to slide from outside. The grasshopper can jump, so it can jump inside. It can jump across. The one rule is it cannot jump diagonally. So in this example, it cannot move inside there. It can move across the flat spaces, though. Other rules that are important to note are the Hive rule. The Hive rule states that you cannot leave any of the insects currently in play alone to start their own hive. So I could not move my ant over here, leaving this grasshopper to his own devices and starting his own hive. Can't do that. So this guy is actually locked in here by the grasshopper. Now, since I'm the white player, I could move my grasshopper and then move my ant at a later time. So, like any game, there is house rules. What we decided to do is flip a tile to see who goes first. Heads and tails. So call it in the air.
Heads.
Heads it is. So Brian goes first. Spider, huh?
Start with spider.
So generally when people play a spider in the beginning, it's because they want to get rid of it, because generally they're limited compared to the other tiles. Nobody likes spiders.
I hate spiders.
True.
Which is why I'm playing another one.
There you go. Excellent. So what I'm doing is I'm going to play a ant, and what the ant is going to do is be useful, ideally, once I play a bee. Ideally, they'll all be useful, but...
So 3rd turn, have to play the queen.
I will also play the queen, because I have to.
I want to move the spider. 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a jerk move.
Jerk moves are sometimes the best moves.
True that. Alright, so... put me in a difficult situation. 1, 2, 3. So that's where we would end up. So, I can run away. So, Brian's next turn, he would go 1, 2, 3 if he were going to move the thing. Oh!
Grasshopper?
Curses! Alright, ant.
Intriguing.
Take that. Intriguing.
Grasshopper will hop over the spiders.
Listen to this grasshopper. Why did I go there to begin with?
Good question.
It's a bad move.
I wanted
Bad
the
move.
same thing.
Did you?
I'm liking it. Oh, wow. I just noticed the proximity of our queen bees.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes they'll actually be right next to each other, which makes it interesting. So I'm doing this. Whoa!
spider around. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to drop a dung beetle.
Nobody likes dung beetles.
I like them more than spiders.
Alright. Dink. That's not gonna matter. Checkmate.
King Dia. If only.
Right. When you're covered up by a dung beetle, you do not have control over your character. So it's important to know. So while I have a dung beetle over Brian's queen bee, I'm actually able to place another tile next to him because from the topical appearance, it looks like these are all white pieces. I'm realizing my issue now.
I was hoping you wouldn't.
I bet. But I might be okay, actually. Might you? I was waiting for you to look.
I can't come in here.
Right.
So I'll just throw this here and watch you drop the beetle.
Boom! Dung beetle for the win.
Yes. Remember that one time I was 2 away from beating you?
Yeah. Generally, we try not to play 2 rounds of a game, just because it takes so long. But this game is so quick. It's almost like a simplified chess, almost. So
And you can play best out of 3, best out of 5.
right. Fun fact, a little trivia for you guys. We were originally thinking about calling this game Second Playthrough. We would play through it multiple times and give a bit of a review on if it maintains its fun factor. But we opted for Gamer's Remorse. It was more catchy, so.
You know, and by doing it this way, it allows you to learn new strategies. I learned to watch out for when a dung beetle can drop in for the kill.
You always have to watch out for a dung beetle. Dropping into the kill.
Very much so.
Yes. So, should I flip it again, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right.
Winner takes the spoils.
totally destroys everything. Dun dun dun!
Curse you, dung beetle!
Alright. So
Remember how every time you beat me, it's been with a dung beetle?
yes. Yes I do. With the dung beetle. So on Gamer's Remorse, how we review games is a almost a reverse rating compared to how most things work. So if you go to Board Game Geek, you will notice that they review games based on 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. We review it based on how much remorse we would feel if friends were to say, hey, let's play this game. And if it's a really bad game, it gets a 10 because we really don't want to play that game. However, a really good game, a game that we particularly love, might be a 1. A 1 is the best score. It's like golf, you know. When you win at racing or something like that, you get first place. So 1 is good, 10 is bad. Okay. Gamer's Remorse. It's in the name. It's a thing. Check it out. All right. So for Hive, I would actually rate this about a 2. The replayability is fantastic. It's always different. You're always using different strategies, and it's so simple. You can teach someone how to play this game. I don't know, in about 5 minutes or less. It's extremely portable. They actually give you this, I don't know if you call this canvas or something, but it's a nice little canvas bag you can carry around. It looks like a soccer ball of sorts. But, fairly simplistic. There aren't a lot of rules other than movement. Scoring is very simple. You can get through mini games fairly quickly. The one downfall is it is a 2-player game, but that's almost a good thing too, because there isn't a lot of 2-player games outside of chess and checkers that have a lot of replayability. Mm-hmm. So I give it a 2. The iconography is fantastic. It's simple but fantastic. It doesn't need to be anything more. It doesn't need to have stats or anything like that. Strategy, there's definite strategy there. It's not roll the dice and see if you win sort of a game. High quality components. This is Bakelite is what they call it. Heavyweight type stuff. Doesn't break easily. Actually, it doesn't break at all, I don't think. So, yeah, I give it a 2. I love this game. So it's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, I would give it a solid 3. It gets more fun with each playthrough. So if you have a picky gamer friend, they might play it that first time and be like, this is terrible, I got destroyed, I hate the dung beetle, and never play it again. But the more you play it, the funner it becomes. And as you learn more strategy, as you learn, well, maybe you see them beat you using a tactic, so you can try to use that tactic. Like you mentioned, the quality of the components is amazing. The way they have the bugs cooked into it in a relief and then painted, so they stand out very well. It's easy to see what things are. The rules are very easy to pick up, as you mentioned. And it's one of the things, on that second playthrough, you know how every tile moves. You start to build more strategies. And so it's a very fun game, but I could see some people getting disappointed with how much strategy it can take at times. I would say it's a perfect amount. It's very much like Blockus, in that there's strategy that develops over time. But I feel younger gamers might be turned off by that. I would say it's great for anyone who's looking for a good 2-player game.
Yep. All right, that concludes this episode of The Gamer's Remorse. Thanks for joining us for Hive.